there. Ian, are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome to No Small Roles, where we talk to fellow actors about their careers and some of their smaller roles, which aren't small at all to the actors who portray them or the audience who enjoys them. Now, today we have Ian Lyons, who is normally the host of this show as well as other ones. And Ian is going to be on the hot seat this time, but it won't be hot, I promise. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now you stop that. Okay.
Okay.
Before we start, I'm gonna say something, and I want you to think about this. Okay.
Okay.
You're at a hot dog stand. You can have mustard, ketchup, relish, onions, or sauerkraut. What are you gonna do?
I have to choose between just one of them?
No, you can have any condiment you want, but I want to know which condiment. We're at a sabrette. We're in New York.
Now I know what that is, thanks to you.
Yeah. What are you putting on your
what can you say? Okay, so what are my options? We have mustard, sauerkraut, and what else?
relish, onions,
Ooh.
mustard, ketchup. What do you put on a hot dog?
I would put, I guess, on a hot dog, relish, mustard, and ketchup.
No sauerkraut.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, let's start with talking about Ian a little bit. Now, Ian is not only a talented actor that is constantly working and is generous to other actors and is, but the main thing about Ian, and everyone will agree, is there isn't a more beloved actor in the New England area, and I'll go even further, I'll say the tri-state area. There is no one who is more loved than Ian. It's because he doesn't just bring professionalism and his talent to a role. He brings a kindness that is so authentic that to be with him is a joy for everyone. And so I just have to say that I'm honored to be able to host this, but I'm more honored to be able to show a background of someone that everybody adores. Ian, you are so loved that if I do anything wrong, everyone's going to kill me. I mean, I'll have the whole of New England and the tri-state area on me. So the funny
thing, Alison,
is that he's so loved that everybody who does a film, a short or anything, tries to get Ian on the set. If you have to write a role for him, if you have to say you're related to him, you want Ian on your set. And I'm no exception. So I did a short film and I wrote a role for Ian as my agent Barry. And we had a wonderful time together. But anyone who doesn't ask Ian to go on his sets, you have such a wide range. And before I go into anything, if you don't mind, I would like to show your scissor reel. It is so good and just gives you a quick snippet into your range, which is, you'd think you're only a nice guy, but not so. You can manage to do other scary things and how you play Dershowitz, but we'll go into that later. Okay.
All right.
I'm just going to play the sizzle roll.
Sure.
Okay.
On tonight's episode,
a name that still no one can pronounce.
My name's Ian, and I hope to be seeing you later.
Is your wife a suspect? She is all about the money, honey.
What is that supposed to mean? His esophagus has deteriorated. Good. You're both here. Is George around?
The guest you're inquiring about checked out last night.
What do you think the mafia is?
What curtain? We can't afford one.
Sorry, folks, you've completely eaten us out of popcorn shrimp.
Mr. Carrington, I think you may want to slow down.
Hence our phone call. No wallet or ID on the victim, but I'm guessing you know him.
Suddenly the vineyard gets a much darker tan. That's a dangerous way to think.
Maybe he forgot to take notes.
Your Honor, if I may just elaborate,
No,
I
you
think...
may not.
A word with you, please. It's not very inspiring.
Boston Police Department. Gordon Nielsen?
Yes.
No. I'm sorry, I'm John Epps. I'm a scout for Nike.
Louis the 15th suite, sir.
He's out of danger.
Stop! Let's not see each other for another 10 years.
That's in 5 weeks.
See what I mean? Now that's what I'm talking about. You do all those things, you do them well, and not only do you have close to 100 IMDb credits, some of which I'm going to read, okay? I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm not even going to bring up the one about broccoli, which is my favorite, Follow the Broccoli. But
oh yeah,
let's talk about let's talk about some of these other ones. You have Dynasty, Wonder Years, The Holdovers, Gotham, Madam Secretary, which is my favorite, Gilded Lilies, Imposters, The Judge, Boston Strangler, Perfect Couple, The Resident, Dexter, Julia, Tulsa King, Law and Order, FBI, and I haven't even scratched the surface. So that is what a working person's IMDb looks like, which is incredible. But what I really liked, Ian, is the things that no one did know about you, like what you did behind the scenes. I'm going to start showing a picture of your first 8x10, but you still have blonde hair in it. Okay.
Yeah, it was not natural.
What?
Shocker.
What? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, you're not a blonde? All right. Well,
I'm not.
okay.
Yeah.
But you still look the same except for the blonde locks. So
And the wrinkles, but that's all.
oh, please, we don't talk about those.
Okay.
But tell me about the start. You come from a very talented family. Tell me how it started and how you were a PA, a caterer, a script deliverer, all these things before you were an actor. Let me know. I want to hear.
Well, I think I probably in the show before that I grew up in a family where my mom was always directing local theater, regional theater. When I was very young, when my father was around, he was an actor. And so growing up, there was, acting in our house. And my brother, Christian, who was on the show, he's a big actor, did Broadway.
So talented. Such a hunk. Really is. Yeah, but go on.
Total hunk. No, he's amazing. He's so talented. So it's nothing I ever wanted to do. And then I fell in love with movies, especially Empire of the Sun, Spielberg's Empire of the Sun.
Oh, wonderful movie. Oh,
so
my God.
good.
Yeah. That is, it's a heart-wrenching. John Malkovich is
he's great.
Yeah.
Young Christian Bale in his first role. But that movie made me want to make movies. So I'm like, I'm going to go to film school and learn how to make movies. Do not want to be in front of a camera, or certainly not on a stage. Though I was forced to do some stage early on because my mom needed actors where I could fill in. What
did you do on stage?
I played Tiny Tim, directed by my mom, in A Christmas Carol. That was sometime.
Was your brother in that as well, or?
Yeah, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he's probably one of the older siblings. And then I played Rocky in the Rocky Horror Show opposite my brother. And
oh my God.
Directed by my mom.
You were the monster? Were you the monster or not?
No, I was Rocky, the muscular blonde guy, though I had no muscles. They had to build me muscles.
He's the monster. He's the monster.
Is he the monster? Oh, yeah, I guess I was. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I blocked it all out. I was terrified. So scared.
That's a very scary role. I mean, that's really learning by fire. I mean,
I had to dance in high heels.
Oh, goodness. All right. Okay. So you did
fishnets.
Oh, wow. Right. That's right.
I was not comfortable with that. Yeah. And so I was in film school, and then I met my wife at film school. She was a TV major. We moved to LA. We worked in TV production.
You had that earlier role, and I have a picture of you from Sabrina, which I think is one of your earlier roles. Yes.
Yeah. I got that connection through when I was production, writer's PA on that TV show, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and one of the writers said, "Hey, do you want to audition for this?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be awesome." And they hooked me up with the audition. I got an agent through a friend, and I booked my, first TV role in Sabrina.
You just fell into it. You just were on the set, knew these people, and so you didn't go door to door. It happened.
It happened just because I'm high energy, and people are like, "Oh, you should be an actor." And I'm like, "No, thank you. Don't want it."
Loved. Again, we're going into the love thing. I'm telling you, everybody loves Ian. Go on.
I just got pulled into it, and I don't know. I think it's somewhat in the blood, but I try to avoid it, and so it happened. And
so you're in LA. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
And then what?
I got, I don't know if this came before that. I got a small role in a Bill Pullman miniseries called Revelations. I got cut. You can see me in there still, but I don't talk. I did some commercials, and then George W. Bush got reelected, and my wife and I were like, "Let's get out of this country." And we had a newborn baby, so we went to Belgium.
Oh, whoa. You just picked up and went to Belgium after this career started?
Yeah, I mean, because still I was in, it wasn't like I was working all the time. And, you know, I was basically staying home with our baby, and we had the opportunity to get out of the country because my wife is Belgian.
Yeah.
And so we went, and we got thanks to my mother-in-law, got a free house to live in over there. And I did do some acting in the first year, but then not so much after.
In Belgium, you did acting?
In Belgium. Yeah, I did a movie called Catnapping.
Oh my goodness. How did you even find people in Belgium? I mean, I know that you work every state. You work Atlanta, you work New York, you work Boston. How did you work Belgium? I mean,
Here's the DVD.
Oh my goodness. Let me see this.
I'll bring it closer. I actually had Stefan as a guest the other day.
Who'd you have? Oh, I watched that. I watched that. Yeah, he was very good. I watched your show.
He's a great guy.
You have a lot of shows, by the way. It's not just No Small Roles. You do a lot.
I do some horror movie and other geeky movie ones. As you can tell from my glasses, I am a geek. No.
You're not a geek. You're too loved to be a geek. You're out of that age. But what I couldn't believe that you told me you don't like rom-coms. I mean, you're a horror fan. I would have never guessed that.
I love horror movies. I don't really like comedies that much. It's hard for me to find a comedy that actually makes me laugh.
Like, what's your idea of a fun comedy?
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh my God, I've seen it.
Flirting with Disaster with Ben Stiller. That's one of my favorites. Okay. Dumb and Dumber is funny. It's dumb funny, but it's funny.
All right, but you don't like the, I guess you're not into the Woody Allen genre, none of that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, some of those early Woody Allen movies, including Interiors, which isn't funny, but I love it.
Oh, that's wonderful, Hannah and her sisters. What about, I was going to say, because I know that there's got to be other ones. Any of those Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks things? No?
I just saw, whatchamacallit for the first time, When Harry Met Sally. I'd never
seen it before. For the first time?
Saw it this summer.
Oh my God, where have you been? Where have you been?
I was how old? I was like 18, 19 when that came out. And I was just like, I had no interest. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. I liked something with a little depth and heart, and that had it.
All right. Well, getting into that, you've worked with some wonderful, amazing people, and you've worked with some like rom-com Breakfast Club people. You worked with Andrew McCarthy, who
you have a crush on.
Who didn't? Like an 80s heartthrob. So you worked with him. You worked with Robert Downey Jr. You've worked with some amazing people. But
Molly Ringwald, if we're doing the Brat Pack.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wait. Oh, well, do tell. But we have you in Belgium. So you're in Belgium. You're getting out of the political mess. You're still working there. Okay. Then what makes you come back here? Surely it wasn't Ronald Reagan. I mean, no, that was
not. That was a little before. Ronald Reagan was. So I did this movie Catnapping, and I auditioned for a couple other things that didn't really happen. And then after 6 years, I'm like, I really just want to come back to the country. Obama was president, so it felt like a nicer place to live in. Not to be political, but I hate Trump with a passion. But I don't mean to be political.
Preaching to the choir here. I hope you're going to be at the march this weekend, but I won't go into that. All right, go on.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, so after 6 years, and then I ended up teaching kindergarten in English immersion kindergarten in Belgium.
Wow.
Yeah, which is terrifying because they spoke French.
That's where you got. Is that where you got your patience?
I don't know. I think I got like shell shock from that.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Well, they were 5 years old and only spoke French, and my French is horrible, and I had to speak just English with them. So trying to control 5-year-old kids, 20 in my classroom with wimpy me. I'm just not tough. You know me.
They must have loved you.
I'm Facebook friends with a lot of them still, and they're all in their early 20s. It's crazy.
They must love following your career. All right, go on.
I love them too. It was amazing. No, but after 2011, we moved back to the States. Again, my mother had an opportunity for us to live in a house at a nice free price. So we got to do that to start off back in the States.
Where was that? What state are we in?
That was in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And then I saw that Boston casting was a thing. I didn't know Boston had like a scene for acting. And so I reached out to Boston Casting on their like website, and opportunities I did a couple of extra jobs. And then I started getting called in for some auditions, and that sort of got the ball rolling.
Wow. So how have you know everybody in this town, everybody. How did you, How did you, I mean, if you only did a couple of extra things and then you jumped right in. I remember seeing you at auditions at Boston Casting a long time
That's
ago.
how I know everyone.
You were always
that
so
hallway.
sitting on the bench,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
So you got to know people and wow, that's pretty quickly, Ian. That's very quickly. So tell me what was your first, I mean, you were in The Judge, you were in a lot of really wonderful movies that shot in Boston early on. So how
Yeah.
did that all roll out to you?
I think it may have started with like Gilded Lilies, which was a pilot that was filming in. I guess I just kind of looked like that white waspy early 1900s kind of guys. They're like, oh, he's perfect. And they needed a lot of people for it too. So I
Oh
think I
my
sort of.
goodness. That white waspy thing, I have to tell you, you seem like one type. I mean, you've played a doctor many, many times. As a matter of fact, I'd like to show one of your doctor clips now.
So what do we do? Well, choice one is we insert a feeding tube. That could buy him a few more months.
Choice two?
We manage his pain levels over the next 24 to 36 hours. Make his passing as comfortable as possible.
You're such a doctor.
Oh, I know. I get a lot of doctors.
Then you have the darker side. You have the Gotham scary look. And I cannot believe that you played Dershowitz. I want to know what they were thinking in casting. You look great. I have the picture. Who would think of you as Dershowitz? Just tell me, how did that come about?
Yeah, I had the same exact question when that audition came in for me. I'm like, I don't think so, but sure. It's one of those where you're like, yeah, I'm so not right for this. And normally I just skip it because I'm not right.
Where was it? Where were you?
That shot in New Orleans.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Oh yeah, I have a story about that too. But I was like, I shouldn't do this. What a waste of time. But okay, it's short. I'll just do it. And like the next day or within a couple of days, I booked it. I'm like, what? Me? I look nothing like the guy. I'm not a New Yorker.
I know that, but what did you do? And you must be amazing with your self-tapes. Is there some kind of tip or something you want to tell us? I mean,
well, I think in that case, it was because I didn't overthink it. I didn't get precious about it. I just put it out there, kind of went with my own thing and just trusted my gut without even thinking I'd ever get it. And so I think that helped me ultimately.
All right. Because you kind of threw it out and you weren't really wanting it. That kind
exactly. I'm like, sure, if I got it, whatever. That's goofy. But
is that the story about when you drove down? There's a story you told me that I couldn't believe where you drove.
I think
down.
it is.
Tell that story. It's unbelievable.
I like when I book a job that's far away, unless it's Los Angeles, I like to drive there. So this job, as I said, was shooting in New Orleans. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to drive down. I think the fitting was like the day before, and then I'll shoot the next day. I arrive in New Orleans after driving, 22 hours. I think I slept in my car in a pull out at one point.
Yeah.
But the moment I arrived, I'm like pulling over just to, get a snack before I, get to my hotel. And my agent reaches out. She's like, oh, I hope you're not on the road yet because they just changed your date. They pushed it a week. I'm like, actually, I just arrived in New Orleans, but okay.
And
so
you
I got a refund.
Probably knowing you didn't even curse. You went, oh, well, where the rest of us would like run over ourselves in the car. I mean, and what did you do for a week? Did you go back?
I went back. I didn't even stay. I went to the hotel to get a refund, even though I wasn't supposed to, but they gave me a refund anyway. And I love my family. So I was like, okay, great. I'm going to go right home to them. So I drove home. I was home in a day. And then I drove back down a week after that. It was fine.
Didn't think about flying, huh?
My wife has since been like, you need to fly because you're destroying our cars. But yeah, I fly now.
Oh, you do?
To drive. Yeah. Unless I can convince my wife otherwise.
You know what? I think she's wise. Those
I know.
Very long car rides. And I know
she is in fact always right. I've come to terms with that.
Yeah. I've gathered that. So you also you've been down to Atlanta, right? Did you fly there? Or you want to talk about that?
No, I've driven down there several times. A lot of my credits are from down there. But the last couple of times I went down, I did fly. Because you can go right out of New Haven. It's easy.
How did you get into that market? I mean, a lot of people are trying to do that. Tell me how you did it.
Right at the beginning of the pandemic, I at the time I had a different agent in New York. I felt like I had enough credits and things should have been better for me, and I wasn't getting a lot of opportunities. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to another market. And so I went on the SAG site for the South, and I saw a list of some names for SAG franchised agents. And I reached out to two of them. One did not reply. One replied and said, I don't have anyone else with your kind of credits and your look, so I want to sign you. And that's how it happened.
Wow. And they were really good. They really got you out there.
She's been amazing. Yeah. She's really supportive, really nice.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
they've been great.
So what do you do with, now you're going back and forth to all these places. Do you ever feel overwhelmed? Like you have to be in one place when you're in another, or does it work out? Because I know you work a lot and you're in a lot of different places.
Before the strike, that was more of an issue, but since strike, it's been kind of sparse. But there was a lot of competing, things. I'm like, oh, I hope this one lines up so it doesn't bump this one. But generally, they all seem to work out. I think only once I had to give up a role because it completely conflicted and they couldn't change anything.
How did it come to be leaving New Hampshire, and what was that decision like?
It was an easy decision. We wanted, because we had been living in this house my mom and my grandmother were letting us use for a bit. We just wanted to, have our own place. I wanted to be closer to New York City because I was commuting a 12-hour round trip for a 5-minute audition, which just felt kind of stupid.
Yes,
And
I did that for years. And sometimes I remember going to New York to show them my hands once. I'm like, yeah, go on.
And it's like, why did you have to do that in person? Couldn't I just send a photo?
Right.
I don't remember this thing specifically with having to go down and sign something, but I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
We just wanted to get closer to the city. I grew up in Connecticut, so I'm like, well, it'd be cool to be down there. And house prices were way cheaper down here than they were up there.
Wait, when were you in Connecticut? I have you in LA in my mind. When did you live in Connecticut?
Oh, sure. I grew up in Connecticut, so I lived in Madison, Connecticut most of my childhood and left, I think, in 1990 and moved to New Hampshire at that point for the first time. 91, 90.
So you lived in California, New Hampshire, Connecticut, not Massachusetts.
Born in Rhode Island, lived in New York City till I was 2, moved to Connecticut, then moved to New Hampshire, then met my wife and lived in New York City and Roosevelt Island, then moved to LA, then to Belgium, and then to New Hampshire, and now Connecticut.
Oh my goodness. Now
You've been around.
You've been around, and I want to talk about some of these roles. I mean, we all have our favorites, and I want to know your favorite. But I also know that you had a health scare. You've overcome a lot of things besides traveling and changing businesses. Is that correct? You've had a health scare, right? Didn't you at one point?
Yeah. When I first moved to New Hampshire, I'm like, I'm not into sports, but I wanted to be on the track team. I'm like, I like running because I have a lot of energy. And so I went to, you had to get a physical before, and they're like, oh, you have a heart murmur. And since then they looked into it and they said, oh, this is because you have a bicuspid valve as opposed to a tricuspid valve, aortic valve. And they said, eventually you're going to need surgery to repair that. And then I guess after we lived in Belgium, they said, oh, your aneurysm is getting in your aorta is getting bigger, and that's at risk of bursting, which is what killed John Ritter and several other people.
Wow. Oh, goodness.
I was fortunate, and I'm so fortunate to even know I had an issue. He didn't know. That's why he died, and so many other people. Yeah. I never felt any pain. I never had any symptoms. It was just what the doctor said. And they said, you're going to have to, so I got to have surgery in 2013 to repair my valve. I went to the Cleveland Clinic, and then they put a sleeve or something around my aorta so it wouldn't burst.
Yeah.
But then 8 years later, back in 2022 at this point, I guess, I had to go back in because they said the aneurysm's coming back. And they basically said my aorta was pretty shredded.
Oh, wow.
And when I was under surgery, I guess I was bleeding out and I had no idea. I was supposed to be under for like 8 hours. And then 2 days later, I wake up and my wife's like, we almost lost you because they couldn't stop the bleeding. So they had to keep me open. There's a cool picture I put on Instagram of it.
Oh, my
goodness. Kind of gross.
So, Ian, an experience like that, did it make you change any of the way you thought? Did it make you want to achieve more? Or, I mean, you're so driven, and I'm wondering if that had anything to do with living. was there any correlation?
I think if anything, it just magnified how I already felt, because I lost my childhood best friend when I was in 1993. So I was like 21. And so since then, I'm like, wow, you really need to enjoy every moment, which is, life is short. And so I think when this happened, I'm like, wow, you really do have to enjoy every moment. And it's more so about being with family and those you love, and not really about like career stuff's, icing on the cake if it happens.
Well, they say no one says on their deathbed, I wish I had worked harder,
Exactly. I think my friend Alison said that on my show once.
I did?
I think you said that.
Episode 20? Was that me?
Yeah. Was that episode 20? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's important because you realize your priorities. And when you go through something like what you went through, losing a friend and having that health issue, I think it really makes you realize what's important and what isn't.
For sure.
That's and getting back to important. You are heartbreakingly wonderful in some of the roles that you play. There is not a dry eye in the house with the Madam Secretary. That was early on. Wasn't that kind of early on in your career? I mean, it seems like
it was. Like a few years in. I mean, I think it was when things really started to roll. I mean, wasn't that long ago. It was 2017, like 8 years ago.
Can we show the clip? Release him.
Welcome home, Colin.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there
can't be a dry eye in the house after that. I mean, tell me about that. I think that must have been an interesting audition. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, that actually was a fun audition.
It doesn't look fun; it looks sad. But tell me.
Well, no, it was. I mean, it was near the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. I forget who the casting office is, but he's one of the big ones. Oh yeah, so I went in, and usually the roles, as you know, I've gone out for are, like doctor or lawyer, people with not a lot of depth. No,
because you're trustworthy. You scream trustworthy. It's not your fault. Go on.
Well, thank you. I think I just scream not very sensitive, but I got this opportunity to play this guy. I think because, I have a very kind of skinny look. I'm squishy in the middle. But I guess I look like a guy that had not been fed for a while.
Okay. You're gaunt. You were being gaunt. You were acting gaunt.
I was acting gaunt. They even put pale makeup on my bald spot. That was the worst part of that whole.
Such a range. Go on.
Well, no. So I arrive at the audition. I do the audition, and it's with the casting director, and he says, "Okay, hang around. Can you hang around an hour, and then we're going to do callbacks then?" I'm like, "Oh, I've never had it happen that way." And so I go in, I walk around, to get the emotion of this role. It's about this, this guy that comes back after being, held captive for years, and Madam Secretary saves me, and I'm reunited with, as you saw, with my daughter. So during that hour I had in between the audition and the callback, I walked around the Twin Towers and remembered how I felt that day. Though I was in LA when that happened. And the weight of that whole space, I was able to, I think, bring into the room. And I remember the casting director said, fill the pot. I forget what I don't know, fill the emotion. He said something like fill the pot, and which was a good visual for me, meaning with the emotion and the depth of it. But in the room was Eric Stoltz. So he's like, okay, you're going to read with me, and I'm your wife in the scene. And so I'm like, and I have one word or two words, I think one word of dialogue in this. So the audition is basically I come off the plane, and I'm reunited with my wife, who was played in the show by Zoe Winters, who had a big recurring role in Succession, the last season.
Yes.
And so I'm doing this with Eric Stoltz, being emotional with him. And at the end of when I read, he's like, "Oh my God. Oh, I think I need a tissue." I'm like, "Oh, That it was he.
Oh, yeah. So
he
you
was
were able
moved.
to get to the emotional place. You visualized it all. You brought in the Twin Towers feeling, and I don't know how you saw Eric Stoltz, who was, by the way, a brilliant actor himself.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
Though, funny story, when I arrived on set, maybe I shouldn't say this would be like a kiss and tell, but when I arrive on set, the AD brings me over. She says, "Oh, there's Eric. Let's just go say hi to him." I'm like, "Oh, I met him in the audition." So she brings me over. She's like, "Hey, Eric, I just wanted to, this is Ian playing the role of." He's like, I know. I met him in the audition." I was like, "Oh, he's not the nice guy I met in the callback," but I guess he was under pressure at the time.
Well, he was supposed to be in Back to the Future. You know that story, right?
He filmed for, I guess, weeks, and then they cut him. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I have a friend who was on that set. We were just talking about it, and it's really, what, 40 years ago or something. It's a long, long time ago. But that's a beautiful story, and that's a really great example of bringing yourself in an emotional state into it and making it work. Has that ever happened before with you? Or you felt like you really had to bring something, really drag something out of yourself, or?
Well, sure. I mean, that movie that I filmed 2 Januaries ago, Shattered Ice, that required a lot of emotion, though I find that though that one called for tears, which is a bit more challenging for me, connecting to a role with a little bit of depth and emotion is much easier for me than being a lawyer or a doctor. If I have some emotion to hook my words onto, it's so much easier. If I'm just
You were wonderful in Shattered Ice. I know you have a couple of scenes. I really loved the one, if you don't mind us showing it, the clip in the auditorium when I don't think
I'm allowed to show
anything. You're not?
No, it's just doing film festivals right now, so they'll have to keep an eye out for Shattered Ice. But it's
all right. Well, you're wonderful. Okay, so
Thank
I'll
you.
zip
Thank
it,
you.
But really, you're that's really interesting that you find it easier to get to an emotional. So you must really prefer, if I dare say this, I know you love everything, but do you prefer to work drama over comedy? Can I guess that or say that?
No, I would love comedy. I guess because I don't have a lot of comedic material.
Whoa. You just did, how come I can't remember?
Super Troopers 3?
Yes. I mean, that's kind of comedy there.
Yeah, but it's not out, so I don't have footage. I mean, that was luck. Yeah. But again, I was playing kind of a prick there. So they're like, they see me as a prick often, which is kind of fun. I was douchey guy, everyone.
Well, I'll tell you something. You're I'm trying to think of the one that you did where you said, maybe we'll see each other in like another couple of years or something.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
That's American Odyssey.
You're wonderful in that, too. I love when you a dismissive thing.
You going after Alex Baker?
Peter, you know I can't talk about that.
How deep is the investigation? You talking felony?
Something may be coming down the pike. I gotta run. Let's not see each other for another 10 years.
I'm glad we're allowed to show that one. I'm now, I don't want to say anything that you're not allowed to show, but you have so many new works that are coming out, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I'm excited for some of those.
But before we go back to that, I want the little hint for your kiss and tell at the end. And it can't be the kiss and tell that you've told everyone about, because we know about the kiss, unless you want to share that again, the kiss from Holdovers. Is that your kiss and tell?
No, that's not my kiss and tell. I mean that.
Okay.
I mean, what I would say about the Holdovers is when I arrived on set, all I have in that movie is and it is the definition of a small role, and I'm okay with it.
There's no small. Oh, go on.
No, I know there's no small roles. But when I arrived on set, and all I have to do in that movie is kiss Carrie Preston, I arrive, and there, Alexander Payne, I probably maybe said this on the show too, Alexander Payne rushes over past Paul Giamatti and Carrie Preston and everyone else in the room, and he's like, "Ian, is that my handsome man?" Because the role was called Handsome Man at the time. Yeah. He's like, "Thank you so much for doing my movie." I'm like, thank you. Yeah. Though, and I think it's amazing, he treated everyone that way, from the PAs to catering to the background. He is such a cool guy, Alexander Payne. And so I was so grateful to have him break the ice like that, because you can work on something where people acting across from you won't even say hi. It's really
no, you're right. That's a really lovely experience.
It was really, really cool.
you were a PA in a lot of movies. What did you learn from that experience, and all the ones that you did, kind of behind the scenes? You must have seen a lot of personalities.
Yeah, I did not love it. So my first job in LA as a PA was on the show called Guys Like Us. And my wife also was a PA on the same show. So we moved to LA, got a job in the same show, worked 6-day weeks, newlyweds, but we had separate days off. So I'd have off like Friday. She would have off like Saturday.
What was she doing? Was she an actor?
No, she too was a PA on it because she was a TV major. So yeah.
All right.
And so we worked on that together. And I remember, I think I'm Facebook friends with her now, but the associate producer was so mean. She was so mean to me. I guess she didn't like
mean to you. You can't be mean to Ian.
I think it's because I'm kind of upbeat and stuff. And she was so against that. She's like, "You're not here to perform." I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just being myself." It was.
That it's all about her. When someone is like that to you, it's probably something that was going on in her life. It had nothing to do with you, which is something I'm sure you've learned in this business.
Sure. It had to be something about her. And I think she just liked my wife a lot more than she liked me. But I worked with Dan Schneider on that show.
Wow. She's got quite a scandal behind him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was so nice to me. He was so nice to me. So to hear those things, he brought me on a Nickelodeon. He's like, "What do you want to do on this Nickelodeon show, the Amanda Show?" He's like, "Do you want to be a writer's assistant?" And I can't type, but he did try to hook me up. I'm like, actually, I'd rather act in it. But
wow. Well, now he was a child actor. What was his he had a huge role in
he had a show Head of the Class in the 80s.
Yeah. Hitting that. Right.
He was in Better Off Dead as well as like the heavyset friend.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So that's, you're so modest. You haven't talked about some of the wonderful relationships you've had with people. And of course we'll get to Julia, where they could not have sung your praises more. I mean, you can't buy publicity like what they did for you there. But am I getting into your kiss and tell? I don't want to do that.
Well, no, now that you bring that up, I forgot to give you the hint of the kiss and tell.
Okay.
And that is Gordon is my word.
Gordon?
Gordon.
As in Gordon Gekko.
Yes, but without the gecko.
Okay. Okay, Gordon. Okay. Well, that's a good one. All right. Now let's go back to, I want you to talk about the films that were dear to you. Like, I love that story about Alexander Payne. And I know that you probably want to share the Julia one, but you have so many. I see that you also worked with Sylvester Stallone. Was that an interesting experience?
Yeah, that was on the Tulsa King. I played a doctor. I mean, it was one day's work, and I come on a set, and the director's standing there, and he's right next to Sylvester Stallone. And Sylvester Stallone the director introduces himself. He's like, "Ian, come on over here, and nice to meet you." And Sylvester Stallone just kind of stands there stoically looking at me like, "I know you know who I am. I'm not going to introduce myself." I'm like, "Of course I know who he is," but I didn't,
Yeah,
I don't know. I should have.
You don't want to gush.
I didn't want to be that guy, and I'm not a huge Stallone fan. I celebrate his success.
Yeah.
Though he does lean a little.
Yes, he does.
I bet he owns a red hat.
You might be right. I think you might be right.
My guess is he does, but it was funny because he is the executive producer on this.
Yeah.
We worked for a few hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours on this scene, and he was there for maybe 20 minutes. He did his close-ups, and then the rest of it is his double standing in for him, and we're all acting with his double.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, it's better than acting against a wall, which they make you do sometimes.
He wasn't mean or anything. He was just not really there.
That's just alone. He doesn't feel like he needs to, I get it.
He doesn't. Yeah, his name's attached. People come to see something he's a part of. So I get it.
All right. No, that's fair enough. What are some of I want to hear advice, lessons. I mean, you have this incredible resume. You've done so many things. Oh, you know what I forgot to ask you? And I know this is totally off the subject, but I wanted to ask you, you have this thing for eggnog. Like, nobody drinks eggnog. Do you actually drink it? I saw it on your Instagram things, and I was like, no, not Ian. He's not one of them.
Have you tried hood eggnog? Oh, it's so good. And no, I was in. It is so hard for me to resist, and I think because you and I had breakfast the other day, and I had blueberry pancakes, and I put tons of maple syrup. I have a real big problem with sweets. I'm gonna have diabetes.
That's not a problem, and I'm right there with you. I'm an A1C way up there, so I hear you. I can eat a yodel any time of the day, but eggnog, I mean,
Oh, the hood eggnog is so good.
Pour something into it.
I used to make my own as a kid. I would put I hate eggs, but I would make eggnog and put it in a blender with tons of nutmeg, tons of sugar, and milk, and drink it every time I'd call in sick to school, which was a lot.
Oh my goodness. What
It's
kind
so
of a
good.
student were you? Were you as sweet as a student as you are as an actor? I mean, the kindness from you is so overwhelming. I'm trying to get out of you. I know I'm interrupting. Like a character to understand the incredible love you have for I sound like the Grinch or something, but as a child, or where do you get this incredible optimism and kindness all the time? Like where?
I did get the Good Citizenship Award in 2nd grade. It's my one award I ever got.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. So, and you tell me you were a dork. You were probably like class president too.
I was so shy, and I feigned illness a lot and missed at least 30 days of school every year. My mom's probably going to watch this. You were a softie, and it was very easy to stay home if I said, I have a bellyache, and you'd be like, okay.
Why'd you want to stay home?
I was terrified of just being at school. I didn't do my homework, so I was more scared to go to school because then I had to answer for not doing the homework. Or if there's a presentation, I was terrified. I was just so shy.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because
that's why
you seem so. All right, go on. I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's just why acting always seemed like something. No way, like to be in front of people, and it's still why I'm not really a fan of going on a stage. But yeah, I just very shy.
You're so on the other side of that now. I just can't even figure out when. I mean, I'm trying to think of all the experiences that made you, grab life and not be afraid. And you're so.
I'm a scaredy.
You're what?
I am a scaredy cat.
No way.
No, I totally am. I would much rather. I mean, I guess I'm a extroverted introvert. And I'd much rather just stay in my little cave and not take any risks or anything.
You take more risks than anyone. I mean, you travel all over the place. I'm like in a little cocoon. I'm listening to you. You're in New Orleans. You're in Atlanta. You're all over the place. That takes a lot.
Everyone should watch your episode to see how incredibly brave you've been through the years pushing for your career.
I didn't have a choice.
So you would talk to anyone and do whatever you had to do respectfully, and it's so impressive.
Yeah, but it's more
blown away from your episode.
It's more impressive that you didn't have to, that people came to you. And I think that when you exude the kind of kindness and trustworthiness and sincerity, I notice in all of your roles, you're always so real, so believable. I think that it makes people go to you. You're one of those people who can sit back and people go to you. And then there's some people who have to push a little forward. So you're able to sit back and let people come to you. And that's a gift. That's a real gift. Anyway, I want you to tell about some more of your experiences, because I'm just looking at all the people you've worked with. Tell me who imparted, you've already told a couple, but who else has imparted really wise wisdom, something that you can take with you?
So there's Alison Wachtler.
Oh, stop it. No, really.
I mean, gosh, that's hard to say. I mean, sincerely, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, every one of my guests that I've had on this show, and I'm not just trying to promote the show, has given me so much insight, stuff I hadn't thought about. Also knowing that everyone has, apprehension and nerves about things they're doing. And almost everyone has a sense of imposter syndrome, which I totally have.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess because I never wanted to be an actor. I didn't train. I did a couple of classes, sort of pay to play, let casting know you exist kind of cast.
You did a lot of those?
No, not a lot. again, because that was live performance, which is I'm not a fan of, so
I can't
didn't do a
stand
lot of those.
Did you get anything from them? I mean, did anyone remember you from them? I took a bunch of them. No one remembers me.
Well, I think it helped in the Boston market, say with CP casting. They got to see, I could maybe do some stuff. And so that led to some opportunities, I think.
Right. That's smart. That's good because they didn't know you, and that's a good way for them to get to know you.
Yeah, because there's so many, so many actors. There's
Right.
so much, not competition, but fellow us.
Yeah, but you stand out. I mean, you have your own niche. It's like
you stand out.
No, it's the I want Ian on my set niche. I mean, how many different I don't want to embarrass you, but I was about to say how many people have done short films in even the Boston area and have put you in them or have asked you? There's got to be at least 20, I'm going to guess, maybe more.
I don't think so. I mean, you're really the only one. I've done other shorts.
Oh, you're in so many.
I think you're the only one that was really nice about it and just like kind of wrote a thing that we could do together to hang out, and I loved it, and that was really fun.
Everybody does that. I've seen you on so many different, because people just want to work with you because of besides your talent, you're a joy to be with, and they kind of indoctrinate that. But I'm not doing that. I want you to go back to telling me. I know you want to talk about Julia. I know that was an incredible experience.
I don't even know what you're talking about. No, but like talking about like wanting to be, I like to be on sets where I want to hang out with people, enjoy, people who also just enjoy doing it for the right reasons. It's not about their own fame. It's just to have fun. And if we make some money, great. If we're not breaking, union rules, then fantastic.
Well, you started that one did you start as a stand-in and then get a role? Or can you tell a story about Julia? I'll show the clip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll show the clip.
A name that still no one can pronounce. Our founder, and still our captain.
And we found a fantastic actor called Ian Lyons who saved our bacon. But he was such a good actor, Ian himself, and he was fantastic. We got really lucky.
Watching David and Ian do this all day, it was really a privilege to be able to sit there.
Thank you for mentioning Ian's name, because also they got someone who was physically close enough to me, but also they got someone who was an incredible actor. He not only learned both roles, as I did, but also he was wonderful to play with. So that was a huge gift.
And so I called Paul Captain One Eye.
Yes, and Charlie was Charlie Bones.
And eventually he became captain.
So yeah, how that came about was Lisa Lobel at Boston Casting reached out to me, and she said, would you be interested? Actually, I think it was her assistant first that reached out through an email saying, would you be interested in this role? Not a role, but it was not a double job for David Hyde Pierce on Julia, because he and I have a similar shape. I'm a little bit taller, but again, the kind of skinny look. And I said no. I'm not interested in doing background or double work or stand-in work or anything. And no shame to anyone that wants to do it. It's just a huge commitment and not a whole lot of money. It doesn't help me really, I felt at the time. And then Lisa reached out. She's like, do you understand what this is? I'm like, yeah, no, it's like doubling for David Hyde Pierce. I mean, it'd be awesome to be on that set. I'm a huge fan of Sarah Lancashire because of Happy Valley. She's amazing.
Oh, you love that show. You're a huge fan of Happy Valley.
She is the English Meryl Streep for me. She is one of the best of the best. If you've not seen Happy Valley, watch the first 2 seasons, people. 3rd season, you can skip.
Okay.
But I auditioned several times for smaller roles on that. I mean, roles that are not as large as others, not small.
Yeah.
And I didn't get any, but I'm like, that's how it goes. I didn't overthink it. And so I said no to Lisa again. And then Mike Toe, our friend, he's like, what is this thing with Boston Casting? I'm like, they asked me to be a double for David Hyde Pierce. He is playing twins, and he needs someone who kind of looks like him. And then Mike Toe said to me, he's like, whoa, this is not a stand-in job. Do you know what this means? It means that you're going to have to learn both roles, each brother. You're going to have to fully perform them. They have to be fully developed characters, and you're going to have to act each side of these roles and then switch roles with David Hyde Pierce so he can get to act with someone. And I'm like,
he has a brother, so it's not like you're just his stand-in. you're actually a person.
I'm actually, I'm playing his twin brother, and then I'm playing him, and then he's playing his twin brother. And so we keep on switching all day long. I take his ring, he takes my sweater, we switch, and then we break into these other characters and have to know. It's so tricky to have to know both characters in a scene and then switch between the two.
Even have done what you did. You went above and beyond doing both parts, memorizing them and everything, right?
But honestly, Lisa came back to me and I said, I understand what this is now, but it doesn't pay, principal pay. And they said, no, if you only do if it's principal, let me talk to the people. They came back and gave me a principal offer. And I'm like, all right, then now we're talking. But then they wanted to shave my head, which they did. They totally shaved me bald. But I was hoping I would get COVID the day before I was supposed to meet with the director and David Hyde Pierce. Cause I'm like, this job scared me.
That's scary.
I was terrified to have to learn 2 roles and then try to match David Hyde Pierce, who has been doing this forever. And he's incredible and such a good guy.
Oh, he was so great in Spamalot. I think I saw him on Broadway.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think he was on, but anyway, go on.
No, I think that's it. So I got on to the set and David Hyde Pierce, I'd meet the director and she's awesome. And he's there. He's like, have you done this before? I'm like, no. He's like, neither have I. Meaning like the, switching off.
So he really made you comfortable. Yeah.
Instantly. He just exudes sincere warmth with like Alexander Payne, with everyone on the set. He was so giving and so warm and so funny and so connected. And that was the beginning of it.
Oh, I've never seen such love. I mean, the way they talk about you and that clip is just touching.
I can't imagine any other job matching that. I brought a couple of things because I figured we might talk about this. I may have shown you, but when last day of shooting, David Hyde Pierce says, hey, can you just stop by my trailer before you go? And he handed me this package, and inside the package was this lovely framed photo from him.
Wait, let me see this.
It says, Ian, my brother, I couldn't have done it without you. With admiration, thanks, and much love, David Hyde Pierce.
Oh my God, I'm getting all verklempt.
But it came with a letter as well. And the letter, and I'll show you this in a second. The letter says, Ian, dear Ian, your kindness, your humor, your dedication, your passion, your talent, your spirit, your friendship, your heart, they made this twinning journey a labor of love for me. I hope they do some sort of making of segment for this episode so people can see more than just the back of your head, a shoulder, a foot, or a hand, and appreciate what a vital part of this complicated process you were. Oh, what a slog it could have been, but you made it a joy with double helpings and thanks and admiration. David Hyde Pierce.
Oh my God.
So I was like beaming when I received this. And so I leave his trailer and then I'm thinking, darn, man, I love Sarah Lancashire. What an honor it was to work with her. But I didn't get to say goodbye because she wasn't on set that day. And so I go to my trailer, and sitting there on the table in my trailer is this photo of she and I with a note on the back, which I so happen to have in the same frame. And the reason it feels so cheesy to have these framed.
It's beautiful.
But talking about imposter syndrome, looking at this, it's hanging up in our hallway. I see this. I'm like, I actually can do it, even though I fear it sometimes, but I actually can do it sometimes.
It's validation. Let me see it.
Oh, she said to Ian, you've been such an absolute joy and delight to work with. Not just one performance, but 2. What a complete star you are. You're amazing. My love and thanks to you. May our paths cross again. And there's our little photo.
Let me see this. I'm looking. Hold it up. Oh, yes. I have that photo. I have that photo. one of the photos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That made it. Not that, I'm not starstruck. That stuff doesn't matter to me.
About you. That isn't about, this is about you as an actor and a person and a talent, and they're grateful, and that's something to take in. And you're not allowed to say you have imposter syndrome with that on your wall. I won't accept that.
Well, that helps me go, okay, whenever I fear something, because I actually had an audition yesterday and I'm like, oh man, this is hard. And then I've reminded myself, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought this would be hard and terrifying, so I could.
They'd be lucky to have you, whoever it was. And that's great that you're working, because things seem really slow. So
just this week, it's been better than it has been for several. So
no, that's really nice. That's an amazing story. What an experience.
Thank you for letting me share it. It's just that I can't believe it was real, but this reminds me it was real. It was just that team, everyone on the team, the PAs, the stand-ins, the background, everyone was so great.
So how long were you on it for? How many days did this go for?
That was 3 weeks. Wow. I think we did that for 3 weeks. Yeah. And it was during COVID times, so we were testing and all that. And I think he got COVID at one time, so we had to delay one week.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's really great. And you really got in right on time, because everything's been changing. And were you on the last season? Was that the last season, or was
it was. There was 2 seasons, and that was the second one.
You really just got right in there. I mean, that was supposed to happen. That's one of those things that something like that is.
I was grateful. I was so grateful.
That is wonderful.
My dog is on my pictures. What are you doing? Sorry.
Oh, Gretel?
It's Gretel. Yeah.
Gretel. Oh, okay.
Good girl.
I want you to share. Is there any advice or any words or anything that you have to say about the business, your audience, about something that you've learned? And although you've shared so much, is there something else that you really think people should know?
Well, I think number one, be kind, be good. That's what people want. They want a team player, someone that's not going to cause them trouble, and someone that brings themselves. So bring yourself, be decent. But I think going back to what I just said about this Julia experience is push through the fear. Don't put yourself in a compromising position. If it's like a creepy person or creepy set, don't do that. But if it's something you fear because it looks too challenging and too difficult, push through it, because you will surprise yourself. I surprised myself that I could do that. And I was like, that was a great learning experience for me. And that's why
you took the risk.
And I told you I wanted COVID, but I think I took the risk because 1, our family could use the money. And 2, I didn't want to disappoint casting. Lisa was so good to me. And I was like, I can't say no to her. She gave me this. She did all this work to make this happen. So I got to do it. And COVID didn't save me. So
them switching it to a principal is huge. I mean, they must have really wanted you, because that doesn't happen all the time.
Well, I guess initially they just wanted, and again, no offense to someone that does stand-in work, they just wanted to have one of the stand-ins do it. And one of the stand-ins I spoke to when I got there, he's like, yeah, they asked me to do it. I'm like, I don't think I could do it. The stand-in they asked. And and David Hyde Pierce said to me, he's like, I'm glad they got an actor for this, because this would have been really difficult for me otherwise.
Well, that's what they said on that when they talk about you, that,
Oh, yeah, and the thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they were so nice to even mention that at all. So
oh my God, it was wonderful. When I heard that, I was like, it doesn't get better than that. It just
I melted. I was like, oh, that's so nice.
I think we all melted even hearing about it. It was like a mutual melt. Anyone who saw it be for you. It was so wonderful. I wanted to I feel like I don't know if we should go back or whatever, but I did want to I'm just curious, how much is it a competitive thing, or is it you're just so happy for each other? Having a brother that's so he's such a, he was, in one of the great, he was in a great show. He was, but he was in Rent and Avenue Q. Do you discuss the business with him a lot? How does I just can't even imagine having a sibling in this same business. So I'm just curious.
I was actually so shocked he did my show, because he does not like to talk about the business at all. he is married. I had his wife on, Camille Chen, so she's more than willing to talk about it. She's very serious, she's very professional. But he's, you know, we're not competitive at all. Like, to me, in my eyes, he is the actor. He's trained, he's done it forever. So I'll never even attempt to be what he is and what he's done.
I sound like you know, that movie, but you both have a very specific skill, a set of skills. I mean, you what is it?
Yeah, no, well, I can't think of it either. That Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah, but you
Taken
too. You have, I mean, his skills with puppets and his singing on stage, and then you're so emotional and intense and on the smaller screen, and it's a whole difference between the big screen and the smaller screen. So it's so varied that it's amazing that you're from the same family, you're both such great performers, and it's just such different. Have you ever been in anything together?
Well, just the Rocky Horror Show when he was Frankenfurter.
Oh, you didn't say he was Frankenfurter. All right,
he was Frankenfurter. I was Rocky. Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't know he was Frankenfurter, but with that
he was Frankenfurter. He was great. He was so great in that performance. It was at Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Everyone at Seacoast.
Oh, really?
In 1991.
That isn't that long ago. Well, in my book,
that's a long time ago. I was 19 when I did that. 91. Yeah, I was 19.
Oh my God. I was when you said it, I was imagining like a 5-year-old in a kid's play. This is serious stuff.
Well, Christmas Carol, I was like 8 when I did that, but that was before.
To play that, to do Rocky Horror and to do that at an age where people would see you, I wouldn't even have the guts for that. Oh, I mean, that's amazing. You know, that's really something.
That was fun and terrifying and made me realize, wow, I don't want to do stage. That did not, like, for some people are like, I got on that stage and that was the moment I knew this is what I had to do. I got on that stage and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for this run to end so I won't have to do it again.
I need a smaller stage. Give me a TV.
Exactly.
You can't go back and forth now. It's seamless now. You would have no problem because you're so comfortable. And I think you've gone to the other side, and you're no longer worried about being an imposter syndrome. Now you're there. I mean, there's no training wheels on you. My God, look what you've done. You have the biggest resume. It's and you're nice. And I love what you said about being kind. I hope people hear that. That's so important.
I would say many of the sets I've been on recently, it has felt that way. People are decent. Like this actor, Forrest Weber, I had on this past week. He was in Black Rabbit playing the bad guy.
Oh, no, I saw that. Oh, goodness. Yeah, go on.
Wasn't he great, though? He is the bad guy. And he said once everyone arrived on set, Jason Bateman said he has a part of my language. Well, I'll say it nicely. There's a no a-holes thing on this set. So if you're going to be a jerk, you're out of here. And he said this to everyone directly. And he said it was the best set ever. So I think that's generally what people want.
You know what else I think? I think that in the times that we're living in, people are so worried and scared, and I think it makes them grab on tighter to the people who mean something. There's a new kind of kindness because we're all grasping on each other. I think.
True. So, we're grasping for some sort of decency. It's like, okay, you people
a little
still
kindness
exist
in the world.
Exactly.
You know?
It's nice to know that still exists.
And you were ahead of the curve. You did that before it became.
You've been so good to me. You play it up like I'm.
No.
I know you're more apprehensive in trusting other people, but once you trust them, you are so good and supportive of them.
I really, this isn't about me. This is your show, but yes, I am. It's a New York thing. We're like, come here, go away. And everyone else is go away. Okay, come here. It's kind of like, I have to be sure, but you are open-hearted right away. I mean, there's no wall there. And I think that's wonderful. You don't have the protective M&M shell. And that's really helpful in this business to do that.
I try. I guess you could chip away at my openness, though there's only one person I can think of that does that. And I didn't vote for him. But there's only one person I dislike so very much.
But you're honest. You see, you're not a person who panders to people. You're not a look at me. You have a beautiful, humble way about you, which is another reason people enjoy working with you. You don't brag, you just are. And that's, beautiful. Oh, I just have to ask you. I have to ask you about Robert Downey Jr. Was he a nice guy?
He was.
Yeah, you're
working with Robert Downey Jr. was amazing, but to cut my lines. But he was so nice. But Robert Duvall was a little grumpy.
I'm so happy to hear that. I love hearing that someone who you like is good.
No, he was so good, and he kept the peace between Robert Duvall and the director, which was a bit challenging at times.
Duvall with a headpiece or cue cards? I know he must have had.
Oh no, it was Robert Downey Jr. that had the earpiece. And his stand-in was reading him his lines. I did reveal it. Whatever. I don't care.
Oh, they all do things like that. Oh, really? So Downey, that's great.
But Duvall was very grumpy. You couldn't hear him saying his lines. And at one point he was doing a deposition or something in the courtroom. And the director said, cut. And Robert Duvall's like, I didn't, what, fucking, fuck. And then Robert Downey Jr. comes out. He's like, he was still saying his lines. But you could barely hear Duvall. And really? Duvall was screaming. He was screaming. He did not like David Dobkin, the director, and it was super tense. And it was kind of crazy to watch this legend kind of freaking out.
Oh, wow.
And he had a tent on set. It was like this little tented area that he would go to have his moment to himself. And if he's in his tent, don't bother him. But at one point you could hear him screaming. And I thought it was acting, but it was him like raging in his little tent.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if
Radley was raging? Oh,
yes.
Oh,
I know.
Oh,
he's a legend. He's a great actor, but that was kind of crazy.
Wow, that's good. Mm-hmm. That's a good kiss and tell. I mean, imagining him screaming. But I do want to know what is there anything else before we get to Gordon? Is there anything else that
I mean, not offhand that I'm thinking of. I just thank you for asking anything. It's been fun. I feel grateful for every opportunity. It's just I feel lucky.
You shared so much. You showed how you get through adversity. You showed how important kindness is and how much things mean in this business. You've lived in so many places, and even though you're apprehensive and say you have syndromes, I can't even
imposter syndrome.
I can't even.
It seeps in all the time.
Oh no! You're past that.
Sure, I am, Alison.
I hate to say it, but I think you hit a certain age where you're no longer allowed to claim imposter syndrome.
I wish I could, though. I wish that was. I'm like in my early 50s now. I should not feel this way anymore, but I still get like, oh, I can't do it.
Oh my God, just so much. I'm sitting there going, I don't know if I could like drive as far as you drive and not be with my family and those, but I think I could, but I'd have to talk to you before I went. I need the encouragement.
I would encourage you. Yeah. The driving away from family was the hard part of it, but I love driving.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's wonderful. I love hearing this. And you have a wonderful family life. You have your dogs, and I know you're an empty nester now.
Oh, which is the worst thing in the world.
It's not the worst thing. You've put them out of the world. You've done.
I know we're happy for them. That's the best thing. But this house is so quiet, and these dogs and cats just whine for me. And I'm like, I can't entertain you.
Oh, yeah. You still have your dogs. My dog held on for 2 years after my kids left, and then when he left. I'm alone. It's like but you're not. And you have your wonderful wife, and you have
I'm lucky we're best friends. So that is the best.
And you have family in different countries. You could get out of here. Are you a citizen of Belgium by any chance?
No, but my wife and kids are.
Ooh.
And they could leave me and I'll be stranded here.
All right,
it is something we've talked about, but that's a different story.
All right. We won't even go there. All right, tell me about Gordon.
Okay, so Gordon, again, is going to bring us back to Julia, because that was the best experience ever. It's funny, because my best experience is the one you don't see me at all, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so one of my last days on...
You have the scene.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going with this. So my last day, working opposite David Hyde Pierce, I'm speaking to the director of photography, the DP, and he's like, oh man, you've done such a nice job. It's just too bad no one's going to see your work. I was like, I know, but it was so great. And then at that very moment, from the wings comes David Hyde Pierce, and he says, oh no, I've been talking to people. I'm like, huh? He's like, oh no, I've been talking to people that they need to get you a role. I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And then, I get my nice thing from David Hyde Pierce, and I find the thing, and I go home. I'm like, oh, That's just a very nice sentiment. You know, people say things in this business, and I know the intention was nice. Is it real? I don't know. So a couple of weeks later, I get a call from casting. They said, they wrote this role for you. Can you work in 2 weeks? I'm like, it really happened. They wrote a role from me because David Hyde Pierce spoke to, I guess, Daniel Goldfarb he was on set a lot, and Chris Kaiser, who I had worked with, Chris Kaiser on Party of Five. I was a PA when he didn't remember me.
A long time ago.
He didn't remember me. I brought a photo to set. I'm like, look, there I am. And there you are. He's like, oh, we really did work together. But they wrote me this role. It was this character named Gordon that came in a couple of episodes later. I have one short scene in there. They said, if it gets picked up, this is a recurring character. He's coming back. For some reason, so the show didn't get picked up. I think in some cases I would have been devastated, but in a sense, I didn't want to tarnish the experience I already had with the show. So I think I don't know. I wanted to leave the experience where it was. If more happened, it was just so generous and so nice.
Did the part air, or did it?
It did.
Oh, it did. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
right.
It's not huge.
No. It is huge. It is.
There's
huge.
a couple of scenes. It was one thing that happened when I arrived on set, and the first scene I shot as this character, the AD's like, and look who's back, and everyone started cheering. I was the nicest. Now I feel like I'm bragging, but it was just so lovely. And so you'll arrive on set and no one says hi to you, and then you just got to do your thing. And this was like a gigantic hug from like 35 people in the room. I was like, hi, everyone.
And that never happens. I mean, I'm
no.
on set and they say so-and-so is broken. Their rolls over and everyone claps. And I'm like,
yeah,
I've been too small. I don't get the claps. So I'm like,
they're never too small.
I'm slinking off the stage. No one's even going to notice anything but you. They bring you back and they write a role. And then that's so lovely.
This was the one time that happened. And I will always, always cherish that. I'm so grateful for that experience.
And it's so recent, Ian. You know what I mean? So
a couple years ago, yeah.
You have a lot of things coming out, a lot of things besides Shattered Nights, which we discussed a little, and I can vouch for how amazing you are in it.
Thank you.
And I can't wait for that role, douche number 2 or whatever in
douchey guy. There was only one douchey guy.
Oh, I thought you were douchey guy too. Oh, you were the one.
I'm just the douchey guy.
Oh, that's in. How come I keep forgetting the title?
Super Troopers 3.
Super Troopers 3. So, all right. So I know we have that, and you have. Did I see something actually called Imposters? Is that correct? Coming out.
Yes, as you know, I'm a horror fan, so yes, I play the dad who scars this kid literally and mentally in this little horror movie, and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be
nice,
a really good film.
sweet Ian. You're scarring children.
I got to brand my kid with a branding iron.
No, not
little. This actor was amazing. This kid, he's like 11 and he's bawling. And 1 second later, he's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" But he can bawl at like a blink of an eye. I'm like, how do you do that? The kid's incredible, but that was an amazing experience. I'm just in the opening bit to kind of set the scene and the story, but it was amazing.
Did that shoot here? And
that was in Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds wonderful. And any other new things that you have coming up? There's so many.
I have this Apple TV thing called Widow's Bay. I can say it, whatever. It's called Widow's Bay. It's going to be on Apple TV. It looks like a sci-fi horror thing. I'm in that. Tox, which is like a drama about a woman who does a lot of Botox and plastic surgery, and I play her mean dad that kind of caused her to want to change her looks. And then I have 2 horror movie shorts that I'm working on in the next few weeks. I'm excited about.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you really love this horror genre. That's great.
It's just so fun. It's pure escapism. You just get to be dumb, and there's no limitations to what you're allowed to do. That's why I love it.
Wow. Well, I think you've said it all, and people are going to be seeing you in all these upcoming things. And now everyone's going to run out and check out all the shows that you've talked about. And I thank you. Thank you for letting us see who you are, because I watch all of your shows. I was laughing. I was looking at that one with Mike where he doesn't eat grilled cheese. It's like people sometimes you'll ask.
You never asked me.
Well, I asked you about the hot dog because I didn't want to, because I know that that's why I went with the hot dog, because I wanted to throw you off. I know you like tomato with your grilled cheese because I watched the show. No,
I would have said no tomato, but I will take it with tomato. I'm sorry. I love the hot dog question, but I felt like there was something missing, and it was the grilled cheese question.
Oh, well, I figured that you must love it or you wouldn't ask people.
Oh, no, I like tomato in it, but plain grilled cheese is where it's at. It's actually what I had for dinner the past 3 nights because my wife has had COVID.
What kind of, because your wife what?
My wife's had COVID, so we've only had tomato soup and grilled cheese the past few days, but she's doing okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What kind of bread? White bread?
Yeah, like a cheap wheat, nothing too fancy.
Okay, and American cheese?
Yeah, like the Kraft singles, or I could do some not Swiss cheese.
Use Munster and use bacon, for God's sake.
No, Munster I love. I would do Munster.
Try with bacon. Try Munster cheese with bacon.
I don't want bacon. Good. How about with eggnog?
No, that whole eggnog thing.
So good.
Anyway, so thank you. And thank you for letting us see a little bit about you and your amazing career and so many interesting roles. So good for you.
Thank you, Alison. I was terrified of this, but you made this much less painful, and it's been a joy talking to you. Thank you for letting me
thank you.
share this silly
for
stuff.
letting us know a little bit about the guy who runs the show. Beautiful.
Thank you, Alison.
Mwah.
These are the parts I play, filling in